So I get a little bit more animated with this one.
Okay, let's go, Maggie. You ready?
Who's Maggie?
That's Maggie, right?
Abby.
Abby.
Close.
Why
There
didn't
was
you
two
tell
G.
me?
And actually, if you were to
don't
call
worry,
it that, it would actually be Meiji.
Hey, we can
it's
beep,
only
we can
one
beep,
B.
we can beep it out.
Okay.
It's A-B-I.
You're going to beep that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. I'm Rick.
I know. I called you.
Tom.
What did I call you this morning,
I'm Tom.
Tim?
Tim. You call
Yeah,
me Tim.
yeah, yeah.
That's okay, though. They call him Tim all the
Did I
time.
tell you?
But that's a lot
Did I tell you?
closer
I'm
than
not-
Rick.
I'm not young anymore.
That's right.
I wouldn't have remembered when I was 30, but whatever. Let's go.
right.
Come on, Abby.
Come on, Maggie.
Do it, Abby.
All right,
Maggie.
ready?
Hey, sweethearts and heroes family. I'm Colleen Lester. I'm the elementary principal in Cambridge, kindergarten through grade 6. And I'm here with Tom and Rick, who did some presentations in my building as well as our secondary building today. They did a great job and they have some questions to ask me.
Well, Miss Lester, we're not in your building. We're in your lab. We're in the lab here. Tom Murphy, Rick Yarosh, Miss Lester. Thanks a lot for letting us be in your lab today. Man, what an amazing day. Some of the lessons that we learned here today. You said something to me that really sparked something that I had to bring into the lab. Now, our buddy Rick is different. And we know he's different because he's got no ears, he's got no nose. And a lot of times when we talk about presenting to elementary school students, there's a lot of elementary principals and administrators that say, I'm not sure about that. He's scary. I used to think that way. I used to agree that way. And I think you're going to talk about that. But the things that I have seen from the little girl, kindergartner, that asked Rick to lean down so she can kiss him on the cheek, to just some of the amazing responses we've had from kids, tells me that this guy has to be presenting to little kids and talk about being different. Give us your take.
Well, we had a little girl take your hand today, didn't we?
That's right, yeah.
So I was really reluctant to have the kindergartners, in particular the kindergartners, and because we did this early in the school year, we're just getting to know these kids. So I was a little concerned that they might be afraid when Rick came in the room, and I wasn't really sure how it was going to be presented. The way we scheduled it, it was fairly early, so I was even a little bit more nervous. Having said that, my fears were really allayed right away. The way they presented it, the way they couched it, the way they handled it. And actually, it really is all about Rick and how he presented, how he presents so softly and gently to the kids, and really shows the kids that he, although different, can be a friend and a sweetheart, and he really portrays that whole idea of sweetheart. And mostly at the very end of his presentation, once the kids listen to him for a bit, he asks them, now that you know me, would you help me? Would you be my friend? And the kids, it's an audible yes. So they really kind of almost, they fall for you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if they fall for you or Amos, but
Yes, it's Amos.
the teamwork.
It's the icebreaker. That's what we call Amos. So I understand why you're hesitant, and I understand why many school administrators are hesitant in some way. They're protecting their children. Parents drop their kids off every single day,
Right.
and expect them to be protected, expect you to make the right decision. And when you're bringing somebody in who is so much different, I get it. The thing is, with these kids, they've never seen anything like me before. Me at 24 years old had never seen anything like me before. They need to be, it needs to be brought to them sooner. So that when they see me out in the town, now they understand, oh, that's just Rick. When I first walk in that room, I know those kids are like, oh my gosh, I've heard it. I've heard kids say, look at his face, it's creepy. Well, okay, yes it is. And you're 5 years old, and that is appropriate to say because it is creepy. So nothing they can say can hurt me anymore. It used to bother me way back, but why would it bother me anymore? I wouldn't be effective if I let it bother me. I need to go in there, have fun with these kids, connect with Amos. He's my icebreaker and does help me connect with these kids. And in the end, just like I said, these kids, they're fist pounding me and they're saying, you know what, that's just Rick. And that's how simple it is for them. in my world that I live in, the first thing I need to do with everyone I meet is build a connection. And looking the way I do, most people think that's very difficult. But it's a challenge that I love to take, especially with these children, because, like I said, they're seeing something they've never seen before. And it's time to open their eyes, you know? They're going to see it out and about. We need to change that form a little sooner.
So, Colleen, in the lab, we try and pluck out some science, obviously. We know empathy has plummeted over 40% in high school to college-bound kids. We know that there's 4 reasons that empathy declined. We talk about it in the lab all the time. Rick just hit one, lack of personal connection. But we also talk about fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety will kill empathy in its tracks. And I think that this is a great exercise to bring Rick in because it puts a lot of fear and anxiety out there on the table, lets us all work through it, lets us talk about it with our children. That's how we change the world.
The other piece I would add to that is any seasoned teacher and anybody that works with kids say that kids can smell a phony a mile away. And within seconds, they realize that you're genuine and a good guy. And that I thought that was evident in each of the sessions.
Well,
the
thank you very
K1,
much.
2, as well as the 3-4.
Well, let's blow it up here. Rick's not a phony. Boom.